welcome to the very first ever episode of the Open Road Q&A, where all things truck driving are open for discussion. If you've ever had a question you've always wanted to ask, this is your chance. Leave a comment below and we may use it in a future episode. To kick things off, we've compiled a list of those most frequently asked questions, and here to answer those for us today is Vice President of Driver Recruiting, Chris Polenz. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
You bet.
So the first question we have here is one that gets asked a lot. We get a lot of questions on Facebook, even from non-Werner drivers, and they want to know if we have any sign-on bonuses going on right now.
We do. We probably have 60 of them. Now remember, we have over 200 different accounts. And we make it easy for the driver to understand how that's going to pay out with a $125 a week payment, which is $500 a month, so they know consistently how that check's going to affect and how that bonus is going to pay them, which is different from other companies that may stretch that out a year or 2 years, which, that's a little gimmicky.
Right.
So that's why we don't do that. But I would tell you that most important kind of extra pay right now is called guaranteed weekly pay. So that's really what the drivers are liking right now. And we've got guaranteed weekly pay from $1,200 to $1,500 a week. So that really takes the valley out of the peak and valley kind of, driver world that's, mileage pay for the most part. And now, as long as you're available for freight, you'll get that guaranteed weekly pay. And we've got that on like 140 different accounts.
I would imagine that's a huge value for drivers.
Yeah, it does, because when you think about drivers transitioning from other industries, they kind of knew what they're making weekly, or were on a salary. And so this isn't exactly that, but it's certainly a guarantee what that check's going to look like, which is usually for the first 12 weeks to indefinitely. It all depends on the account, but we've seen the retention rate, the hire rate, everything thumbs up on that so far.
Well, it sounds like if there's someone looking to make a change, this would be a great time to do it.
For sure, because those are really good numbers too when you add them up annually.
Absolutely. Well, this question we've seen come up quite a bit. People want to know, what kind of benefits do I get as a Werner driver? What are the benefits that we offer?
Well, we've got all the standard benefits, but the ones that drivers particularly have been asking for would be employee plus one, whether that's plus one on the spouse side or plus one on the child side, gapping that single and family coverage. And so we've got that, but what we're probably most proud of is our 401k match. And so it's been a couple of years in place, but it's still new enough, and we're still proud of it, the half of the first 6%. So the company matches half of your first 6%. So if you're making, say, $65,000 a year, 6% of that's close to $4,000. So the company would match half of that, or $2,000. And that just helps you save for retirement. And the other thing that we do is employee stock purchase. So there's an employee stock purchase program that matches 15%. So for every $100 you put in, that's $115 of the stock that's being bought. And so both of those are just more reasons to think of Werner as a career and a retirement company, other than just, thinking about Friday, right? And so that's what we're trying to really pave there, is just a career at Werner and helping you think about your retirement and build for that.
It sounds like that would create a long-term relationship. That's something I would think drivers value too, is, that long-term relationship with the company.
Well, that's how we're thinking about it. So hopefully drivers can too. And I'm on the 401k committee, been since 2008 or 9, and I'm proud to say that and be part of that. But the actual company investment's close to $5 million. So, that's $5 million of what the company is funding. Those associates are participating. So if you're not participating, you should be, because there's free money there.
Well, that is definitely a benefit. Now, this next question we saw on a Facebook comment recently, and we just thought it was just a great question. And as someone who doesn't drive a truck every day like myself, it's something I never would have thought of. How many free truck washes does Werner pay for?
Well, on the standard answer is one a month, but it all depends on road conditions and weather and what your getting in and out of out there. And we want our trucks and trailers looking good. I mean, they're average 2 years old on the truck and 4 years on the trailer. That's a nice piece of equipment. Let's keep it shiny. But I'd also recommend, drivers just stop by our 2 new terminals in Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania, and Lake City, Florida. Those are 2 brand new facilities with wash bays, unlimited washes there. 90,000 square foot facilities, driver centric amenities everywhere. And so, yeah, stop by for your wash there too, because you're going to love it.
Great tip. Next question. How can I become a team driver if I don't have anyone to drive with? Am I just out of luck?
Nope, because we're good at it. So, most of our team capacity is through this team matching program that we have. Because, drivers might want, just if you're new to maybe driving and over the road, there's some companionship, there's some get out and look, there's some help me trip plan kind of thing happening with the teams, and there's sign-on bonuses and $1,300 guaranteed weekly pay and things like that, okay, I want a team, but who's this person for me? So we've got 3 people, that's all they do is match drivers that don't know each other, that both have this, compelling reason to run team, or need to. And so we'll ask 15 or so questions, and there's a program by which it then kind of goes through its matching software and recommends 4 or 5 high profile, high percent of match people for you. And so then we'll talk you kind of through who those people are and help you get on the phone with them, and then help route to those folks. And we're hoping that will work for you, because everything that you answered, they answered for the most part. And then, of course, you need to live close by, so when you're on home time cycle. But that works great for us. And if it doesn't, if something grows apart there and not working out, we can rematch you so you can stay teaming and do that. And we're rolling into peak season here, and so Santa's going to come, and there's going to be all kinds of beyond just this peak we're experiencing almost right now. We're going to have that toward the tail end of the year, and that's really where the team expedited freight is in need.
So it really is a science that you're using to match people. You're not just putting complete strangers together in a truck and say go on the open road.
No, heck no. It's both.
Science.
It's art and science, right? Because there's the science and the AI and behind it, and say, hey, this would work. But then it's like talking to you. I know this might work for you, somebody that I already am working with. So it's a little bit of both. But I think that way, you can get the best match.
Well, it sounds like you have a good success rate with that. Another question we get quite a bit is, how do I find open truck driving jobs in my area?
Well, that's easy to do if you're it's easy to do either way, but if you're a current Werner driver, then you'd want to use your Drive Werner app or your Drive Werner Pro app. And then you click on opportunities, and then you put in your zip code or the hometown you're looking to then drive in, and then it'll show you accounts that are available. And those accounts that are available, there'll be a little green clock. There's accounts that you might request a placement on, and it'll show that there's a timer there. But you can shop all these different accounts because we want you to. Because remember, I said there's 230 different accounts. So as your life changes, as your home time need changes, as your compensation needs change, or whatever it might be, if it's teaming or running solo or whatever, let's make sure that that's happening within Werner. We don't need to look outside of Werner. There's answers inside of Werner. And we do a whole lot of that, that transferring to make sure we're matching those accounts. So for the driver working at Werner, it's the Drive Werner Pro app and the Drive Werner app. Those outside of Werner, drivewerner.com. Same kind of thing, zip code, hometown, enter, and it'll show you what's available with the pay packages, with the home time frequencies, a little bit of detail on the account. And of course, if you're interested, then give us a call.
So there is options for everybody. Werner drivers, non-Werner drivers.
Yeah, there's just a whole lot of accounts. There's a whole lot of freight. There's more than we've ever seen. And so that is a driver's market right now. There's so much choice for drivers. There's so good of pay happening with drivers. And we're also telling our customers we need as much home time, as much weekly, as much daily, as much pass-through during the week home time that we can get for these drivers, because that's what they're asking for, and that's what we need to do.
Well, thank you, Chris. This has been really informative. I'm so glad you're a part of our very first episode.
Hey, it's been my pleasure.
We appreciate it.
Let's do it again.
Absolutely. And thank you, everyone, for driving blue. We appreciate you. And as Chris said, if you're not already a Werner driver, hop on over to drivewerner.com to find out why you too should be driving blue. And thank you for everything you do. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Thanks.